Welcome back, everyone, to your regularly scheduled Saturday programming on a bit of a later hour because, work. I still have a day job that requires attention. But here we are. Let's see if we're actually live. Looks like we are.
Yep.
That's good.
Yep.
That's good. All right. And yes, for those paying attention, that is a new rug in the background of my, well, I don't want to say guest, medium, bare-chested runic genius.
Yes.
That's good shit, man. That's really cool.
Oh yeah. Thing's a beast. Gives me now my backdrop. Things are looking slightly more home comfortable studio looking instead of shambled basement looking after this many years.
Hey, better late than never.
Right. Let me see here. I'm just trying to get this thing rolling. Where are we at here? Well, you probably already shared it to X.
No, not yet.
Oh, there we go. I just shared it on X.
All right, good.
I'm just doing it fast. And
let's get it out on all the platforms, which are ever growing.
Yeah, I'm just doing it here on my phone. Just quick clips. And yeah, that'll do it. All right.
Right. Cool. I still need to share all of it around. Of course, on way too many platforms. But hey, how else are people gonna know that they can get some good readings here? Gotta let the people know.
All right. So yeah, things have been interesting. So before we get started, how are things going on your side of the world?
I mean, for as far as I'm aware, not too much happening, not too much bullshit going on yet. Give it time.
Right.
But it seems to be reasonably calm here.
Yeah, things have been kind of reasonably calm. I hope that people aren't abandoning unresolved issues just because many people don't feel so under pressure.
Sorry, it's my mind immediately goes to the song from Queen and David Bowie, was it, right?
Yeah. Yes. That's what they want you to do. They want you to associate as such, and then hyenas can take what you say and reference a joke in the middle of something serious.
Well, that's how you keep things light.
Not that that's what you were doing, but but it's often like when you're just saying stuff and the most appropriate phrase happens to be connected to a colloquialism right? A pop culture oriented thing, especially when it's engraved in popular publication. That like you have to make sure that you've delineated the focus and appropriate environment to have your conversation without jackasses trying to derail it with the invocation of absurdity.
Which can be a challenge.
Yes.
But we like a challenge. I mean, don't like, please don't let it be too challenging, but just, half decent challenge. Why not? That is okay, whatever.
All right. So why don't we get like some sort of a reading done then?
Sounds good.
All right.
Sounds good. I do have something in mind, just because I mean, I'm a noticer, so I notice things, and I've been noticing things here, certain messages that are being spread. So
interesting. All right. Okay. 64. Not yet across. So, and you're pulling, this is the last hexagram. Creating success, the small fox almost across spokes its tail. No direction bears fruit. At the end of the I Ching, nothing is complete, everything is in flux. A wise fox will only attempt to cross when the river is solid ice, and then, treading carefully, every sense alert. When you are not yet across, you may be hesitating on the verge of a transition, sensing if it's safe to commit yourself. Use the skills of a wise fox. How to prepare for the crossing. How will you know when it's time? So it's like you're kind of everybody's kind of like intuition is kind of going off about something. Like everybody's just like, all right, something's about to come to an end, and we have to have some foresight out of the likelihood of changes we're going to have to make, because this looks pretty inevitable that this way that we've done things, it's about to come to an end. And that's what all this things you're hearing. That's the underlying causality. We have the white pelican for this one. Air elemental. Ease, optimism, grace, cooperation. So I think largely the people of concern for under this spirit, they're not going to have the terrible turmoils to deal with what is arising that people are talking about. All right. Life is a dream, death is an awakening. How's it going? I hope you want a reading, because I'd love to hear. I'd love for somebody to want me to make a reading for them after this. All right.
Wait, why can't I see him in chat?
I don't know. Are you looking at the YouTube chat or at the Riverside chat?
Riverside chat.
It just hasn't come through yet because it's on the YouTube chat.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
9 of
Doing that again.
arrows. 9 of arrows, dedication. Okay, so this is the focus here, right? Yeah, this is like, like there's the cooperation aspect here, the dedication aspect here, right? The immediate question is whoever is part of the inner circle of like Greyhorn pagans could be an example of this. I don't know. Don't tell me anything, right? But whatever this particular network that you're hearing it across, between the white pelican and the dedication, it comes off like it wants to hold together. Whatever this thing is, which is a good thing, it wants to hold together. People believe in it, right? All their ideas about it are straightened out. It's the 9 of the arrows, the 9 of the mind, the high mind. All right. And to pull my first rune out of my shiny bag, which I think I showed Stein off air, but I got to show everybody else. This is the bag I got at the Ren Fair for my runes. Leather bag. It's got a double pouch situation in. It's a little tight, but it's just right for
That's what she said.
With a finger. Yes. We keep it high maintenance around here. Anyway, pouch situation in. And Ansu's off the bat too. All right. So it's kind of like whatever the message of the mission statement that everybody is cooperating in dedication to is being upheld, and that is what is surfing through this time of not yet crossing. Or not yet across, which is implying that you are in the middle of the crossing. You have not completed the crossing. It's like that last river on Oregon Trail. I don't know if people will get that in Europe, but, American video game. Okay. Skuld. So, what is the origin of this story? 5 of bows reversed. So this comes back, which is empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
So this comes back to that absolutely essential, quest for, you worked really hard to go from the insecure circumstances of your life to the secure circumstances of your life, and something is about to threaten those circumstances, and you don't want to lose the power you think you've achieved since that time, right? Because this is all, because if it's built on the empowerment reversed, then it is naturally about the strength you have now. So let's get the rune on that one. And we have soul. So this is about soul power. This is about the integrity of the self. So at the present moment, we got the Knight of Bows reversed, which is the fox. That's a synchronicity because the fox is an allegory in the story of the I Ching. All right. So the Knight of Bows. The way he, the fox is a hunter, but he's a, but he's a critter hunter. He may scavenge, but he also hunts. You know, he'll hunt a squirrel, so on and so forth, right? And he's a carnivore, right? So
Mm-hmm.
there's the power. There's a power situation there, right? Now this is about the worst. So there is also, you're still struggling with being in the role of your power. We have Othal. We have Othal, right? So I think it's very appropriate here that we're talking about grounding. We're talking about rooting more so than we are talking about sanctuary. Although this may involve changes to the home or the homeland, depending on the scope of the question. So just like with your fighting posture, your dancing posture, you have to always be mindful of your balance, your center of gravity, your footing, the earth beneath your feet, and having all of those things in accord so you can stand firm and move powerfully with grace.
Mm-hmm.
Which grace is part of the White Pelican too. So work on your stance. Work on your battle stance. That's what it feels like to me. Work on your battle posture. All right. So, Skuld, what should be done? All right. So we have the stag reversed right now. All right. So you have this it's funny how the theme of the weakness is still here, because you have the empowerment reversed, and then the stag is the strength card, and it's reversed. Right? So the powerful being, the one who has mastery of being the beast and the man, this has not come together yet. And we have El-Hajj reversed. So that's the insecurity, right? So there is definitely something you've got to do to protect the integrity of what you are, because you have much more strength in what you are that needs to emerge. All right, talk to me.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So it's. I mean, it may be nothing, but what I've been seeing a lot lately is that the government here is now really pushing for this is what you should be doing when the power cuts off during winter. And I mean, winters here up north, I mean, yeah, they can be pretty bad. But like, they're actively telling us like, hey, if the power cuts off, this is what you should be doing. And I, like, to the best of my recollection, that's not something that we've really been warned about before, not to this extent, like already starting in
Who
October.
is your energy supplier?
I don't know. We got many.
Listen, let me be more blunt. Ukraine or Russia? Energy supplier, because we all know the pipelines. It's half of what this fucking war is about.
Oh God, I don't know.
So yeah, that's my point. Is this dependent on the war?
Probably.
Okay.
I'm just looking it up real quick.
All
Because
right.
I would like to know, actually.
Yeah.
It may be.
How many of you like what are the biggest?
Russia.
Yeah, it is Russia. Okay. Yeah. That's what that's all about. That's a certain kind of anxiety. You know, I don't know. That could be real. That could be just a scapegoat for other things, depending on other things going on.
So after
conspiracy
Russia
in your
invaded,
country,
yeah,
but
the supply already like heavily dropped. Like I'm reading it here. After they invaded Ukraine, it already dropped from 21 to 3%. So we're really trying to get more energy out of the US.
Right. Yeah. And that's because the US has been pressing hard on that, because it's just like, what you guys got to stop buying Russian oil if you want me to take fighting Russia seriously for you, right?
Fair enough. Yeah.
Which is funny, which is a great way of tricking them into just doing business with the US. But yeah, and it's doubly interesting because I think House of Orange has a lot of predominance in the Dutch lands, right? Like, do you remember anything about the House of Orange? Because that's what Donald Trump's lineage is stemmed from.
He's House of Orange?
Why do you think it's Orange Man bad? They're always gaslighting you. That's why that's why he keeps, oh, I got that German stock. It's good stuff, right? It's just, yeah. Oh, look at him with this
House of Orange is that's our royal family van Oranje Nassau.
Yeah. So, yep, House of Orange, right? This is a people weren't talking about House of Orange amongst the ruling elites in a great sense until I forget how it was tracked, but it's understood and has been verified based on certain relation that Trump is of orange blood.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Right. And so it's like Dune, right? This is another guy playing like Dune. That's why the God Emperor jokes, right? It's just like it's one of the it's one of the bloodlines. He's not your friend, he's not your foe. This bloodline has its own agenda, just like each one has their own agenda, right? And so we're paying the price for these blood wars from guys that have different ideas of what's best for us in life, and conspiracy theory universe is what's best for House of Orange. So that's why it's going crazy.
It is interesting how the Dutch royal family is so like neglected in those like conspiracy realms and whatever. Like it's always the US and Russia and fucking China and whatever. But really, when it comes to Europe, House of Orange, it's a powerhouse. It's an absolute powerhouse. We may be a small country, but I mean, our royal family, they have a They have a dark fucking
Hey,
past.
listen. Don is a land baron, a land baron of New York City. New York City used to be New Amsterdam.
Yes, sir.
So
It's still prevalent in a lot
how
of
did
the
Donald Trump
names.
get so powerful? How did Donald Trump get in the position of doing land deals that inherently would have involved, people like John Gotti? It
Yeah.
is contended that Donald Trump knows where they buried John Gotti, which is one of the questions of history. He knows where John Gotti is buried because he could be buried under a golf course.
And we know Trump loves golf.
That's right. And he may, one of Trump's golf courses is right under the bridge to Queens, and it's a landfill. People golf on top of a landfill, and it looks great, but it's the wildest golf course because it's all fucking rolly, fucking like hills and shit.
Good place to hide a body.
Good place to hide a body, right? And I suppose the rolly hills kind of thing is Scottish as fuck.
Yeah.
so there you go. There you go. Right. So yeah. So there's that. And Dutch people, you're a Germanic people, like you're in the branch, you're in the Germanic branches,
yes,
right?
We are.
That's all goes back to Bach saga likeness, yeah. I'm gonna pull another card on this one.
Okay. And then we'll do for Milton.
King of Bows reversed, right? You're feeling crippled of doing something, right? So I think that you ought to, matters of survival, of human survival on a basic level, are so well understood that you really have to taunt someone to be evil, right? If you start preparing for energy independence in your personal life in the event that they're going to do this, you do it in ways that are civilly disobedient, that go against whatever regulation, because you're going to need to fucking take care of they don't give a fuck about you. The fact that they are, they're admitting to you that we fucked up, you might freeze to death this winter, gives you free range, to break a few laws. Okay? Because natural law supersedes, and you have to survive. You're not a welfare baby who who's not entitled, who's only on entitlements. You fucking work. And you've put in.
Yep.
So you have to take in accord to what they failed to promise to give you, right? It is, that's an essential aspect of government, is that it protects, the flow, the flow of your resources, like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're supposed to, but
they're supposed to, but they're also not supposed to, go to war with people and fuck up those circumstances for you. They're not supposed to, they're not supposed to lie to you about that. They're not
supposed to do a lot of things, and they're supposed to not do a lot of things.
I know. But that's my point. Because you can say that, like, listen, man, you should listen to more Mark Passio. You need to have that, the only thing that matters is that you need to actually have that within you. It doesn't mean you have to go and overthrow the government. It just means you know how to walk away from them.
Oh, I'll walk away.
Right. Well, this is the beginning of walking away, right? It's just like you're going to get a wood stove, maybe. You can just do the wood stove. You do wood stove, right? Like, make them stop you from collecting firewood to at least boil water and keep yourself warm, so you can draw a hot bath, right? all of these things.
I wish I could draw a hot bath. I wish I had space for a bath.
You get my point. You get my
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Yes. So,
Of course,
like,
of course.
you do some things that you have to do, right? Regardless of whether they're legal or not, as long as you are doing no harm and
Yeah.
all that shit. You know, you're violating the letter of the law because the spirit of the law is breaking upon you.
Mm. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me pull anyway, so yeah, so you got the King of Bows, the adder reversed, right? So you're this is about your sovereignty, right? This is about you being able to do not only what you want to do, but what you have to do. You have to survive the winter, right?
And I
Now
have for the
it might
last.
not be as bad as it seems, because maybe your homes are ultra well insulated, and so you just have to sleep in layers at night, and it's not that terrible.
I mean, I know what it's like when there is no heating in my previous home.
And look at that
I
cave.
remember, yeah, I remember one winter when the heating didn't work. It was cold as fuck. Holy shit!
Yeah. And you remember you want to cook food and stuff too, right? We're
Yeah.
because we're talking about you're not going to have the energy to power the things. So you're going to get wood, you're going to get coal, you're going to get the things for that, right?
I mean, luckily I live near the dunes. I live near the beach, so I can always make do there. And I'm probably not going to be the only one. I'm not going to be the only one who's going to have that idea. I
Doing
mean,
what?
that's literally I mean, it's literally in my blood from my mother's side.
What
My,
what are you doing with how's the beach helping?
well, the dunes. There is a lot of a lot of wood there. There's a lot
Okay.
of
Yeah.
critters
Okay.
there.
There you go.
Which is, like I said, which is literally in my blood from mother's side. My grandfather used to do that a lot. His parents used to live on and off the beach. They lived on whatever the beach provided for them.
So then you got the shades of gray will eventually lift. Well, the shades of gray within the fog will eventually lift. And that's uncertainty.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's that one. So life is a dream. We're going to get to life is a dream now.
Milton. So heads up, Milton. Or down, whatever you prefer.
Say what?
Nothing. Just talking to Milton. He's in chat. Life is a dream. Death is an awakening.
All right.
Life is but a dream.
So, life is a dream. For whatever your question may be, we have the well, number 48. Moving the city, not moving the well. Without loss, without gain, they come and go. The well wells. Somebody needed to maybe use a thesaurus for this one. I guess, what is it? To wells, if it's welling, I guess that means it's filling. Is that what it is? It fills itself with water? It's like swelling?
I guess so. I mean, welling up.
Yeah, welling up, I guess. Yeah. if they said the well is welling, it would make more sense because you put the ingvage at the end of it, and that's a little bit more understandable. Almost reaching, but the rope does not yet draw water from the well, breaking one's clay jug pitfall. It's very Jack and Jill. Is Jack and Jill about number 48? The well or source is independent. You cannot lose it, nor can you grasp onto it. Just saying it that way, this reminds me of the story in the Norse mythos where Thor and Tyr team up to steal the chalice of the cosmos from that Jotun. Yeah, that's the one where he wrestles Jormungandr. Not the ultimate battle, but just like a one-off sparring. People and experiences come and go. Time passes. The well is always the well. Never doubt that you have these resources or that they are enough. The potential in the situation is undeniable, but it may still be a long way from realization. What is the ever-present resource you draw from? What can you do to realize its potential here? All right. So it's basically about the well and our struggle to gain wealth from it. Kind of like, the bank. Hey, bank, how do I get money from you? How much bullshit do I have to do before you'll give me some money? Right?
A lot. The answer is a lot.
Yep. All right. Timberwolf, which is a earth elemental, I believe. Number 39. Ooh. Instinct, guidance, belonging, and order. So we start with a focus here on balance, reversed. All right. So I would say that to follow the allegory of the well, the handle for the bucket is broken, and thus the water keeps pouring out, and you're only getting an eighth of its potential. It's that kind of situation. The vessel for the wealth, the word well is in wealth when you actually think about that. For the potential of the wealth of the well is improper, insufficient. It needs to be fixed or replaced. We have Ansu's again. So the you already know what has to be corrected. You already know what's the issue, right? So what's the origins of this issue? All right, we've got 15 reversed to the Guardian. So we've gone 14 right into 15. The Guardian, it's kind of like a riddle of the Sphinx situation, right? This is depicted with, it's the bear, the ghost of the bear. That's why it's a skeleton. and it guards this sacred burial mound for connection to the ancestors, right? That's the devil card in the Rider-Waite-Smith, right? And so it takes a hot second to interpret this one in Wildwood, because the symbolism has almost a completely different kind of meaning because of just the way it is with heathenry. So there's this riddle to the circumstances that you haven't figured out yet, right? It's, you know, it's that puzzling thing, and you know, it's you know, you stand at the gates in the labyrinth, and you've got the two guys. One always tells the truth and one always lies. And you have to figure out how to ask it the exact right question, because that's how AI works.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Anyway.
Huh.
So anyway, then we got Gabo again here. So, part of this riddle involves a component of offering. Whatever represents this guardian, whatever represents this sphinx of sorts, it requires some sort of an appropriate offering as part of it, the process of passage. Huh, I see. Okay. Page of Stones reversed. The links. Yeah, considering what you just said there. You are playing with money that you don't understand. You are suckered into debts that you did not understand how they work. You're a terrible economics student. That's why you're in this situation. And if I didn't say hi to Violence, hi Violence, I see you. We got Nauthies. That ought to be self-explanatory if you know what Nauthies means, but need, right? Like, this is absolute survival essential, like what we were talking about with Stein, right? This is an absolute survival essential. You need to go back and look at what this situation you're in looks like, and then you have to ask yourself, what do I need to learn about how this works? You know, you do not understand how you're in this situation. And Skuld. What ought to come of these things? Two of Stones. Challenge. I mean, yeah, you're going to have to struggle with a handful of sacrifices in the meantime. You're going to have to cut down, right? You're going to have to deal with the consequences of the debt that you got yourself into. And Life, are you talking about taxes in America or taxes elsewhere? And Othal. Because if you've got these specific numbers, and if you've been if you filed for 2023 and 2024, then you definitely have to deal with it. If you haven't filed, if there's been no correspondence between you and the IRS, I haven't filed with the IRS in years. When they sent me a letter, I said, sure, could you please tell me which documentation you need from me? As far as I know, I have paid everything that I am lawfully, legally obligated to pay for. Could you let me know what's unaccounted for? We'll straighten this out. That's the letter that I wrote. I never heard back from them. Right?
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Right? So yeah. Not that I'm giving you that advice. I'm just giving you a testimony that you need to educate yourself on American income tax, because legally speaking, if you're just talking about taxing your wages, that's all voluntary because it's not income. They can't tax your wages because your wage is not legally defined as income. Even though they keep asking you about income and you keep and you keep agreeing to the lie on the contract, and because they won't let you write your own contract with them and they're forcing you to lie, it's best not to file. That is how I live my life. I don't advise it. I advise that you study a little bit of tax law, listen to a couple of people that talk about not paying those kinds of personal taxes.
Legalese is a fun language,
Yes.
yeah, in it.
If you're the kind of person that is inclined to start a business, you can put everything on the books on your business and keep your income within a certain tax bracket. And
Best thing you can
get
do.
away with a whole lot by buying and spending through the business. That's how all the other people do it.
That's how the wealthy stay wealthy, because everything is, in the name of their business.
Yeah. And
also that's why they spend so much time on a yacht, because then they don't have like a fixed address.
If the business folds, they've got insurance because they were just smart about it. It's not a conspiracy. It's not, I mean, like, if you specifically can show they took your money, or you can specifically show that they're buying into something that takes taxpayer money, then that's different, right? But there's plenty of guys who don't do that. Plenty of guys that don't do that.
I mean, that's in no way, shape, or form is this like actual financial advice. This is just, speaking from experience, speaking from
This is
what we have known, what we have found out over the years.
You need to survive. They can't bleed a stone. And also, we don't have debtors prisons in this country. So, don't let them threaten you. And footage of the IRS bashing down your door, unless you're just a wealthy person holding out, these things, they just don't fucking happen. So go learn, go study, and find out how little law you're breaking, just like me.
What's up, Susie? You're not too late. You're a little late, but not too late.
No, not too late at all. We've only been at it for a little less than an hour. We're all right.
All good here.
Yeah.
It's good to actually see people in chat again.
Oh, you know what? Oops. Sorry. One more thing. What's your walk? Light. Bleep. Oh my gosh. I bent the card slightly. Light. Too much glare. Too much light.
Hey.
Anyway, light. Look to the space between the trees for answers, right? So it's asking you to focus your perception on the space in between, the negative space. Don't just look at her legs. Look through her legs. Look, there's some shit behind her. You better warn her before it gets her. Right?
His legs in Milton's case.
Anyway. So violence has been chilling here. So we'll do violence and we'll do Susie.
Sounds good.
All right.
The usual suspects. So who's up first? Violence?
Violence, yes. 14, great possession.
Oh. Okay.
From the source, creating success. You are rich either in material goods or in knowledge, wisdom, power, energy, talent, or relationships. Whatever form it takes, you have something real and potent in your possession. That which you have or are, you can give. The pure potential is an opening to source and a promise of abundance. Given all you have, who will you be? How can you affirm and support what is good? You have the air elemental of the eagle.
Ooh.
Vision, freedom, authority, and inspiration. So this is coming out the box here, being like, you're wealthy and you're like the Lord of the Air, right? Basically.
Damn, okay.
Page of Arrows, Ren, reversed. So what's interesting here is that your head is not gotten the education on the situation yet. So you've got a learning setback in the endeavor that which you have this power and this possession. And I swear, man, I effing swear.
Again?
Ansu's right. But you know what you have to learn. The origins of this. We have the 8 of Vessels. So 8 of Vessels, rebirth, right? So yeah, you've been going through your emotional transformation, your emotional rejuvenation here. And this period of time, you've kind of not taken to a certain kind of lesson that is missing. And we have Othal. Othal again. So you've been pretty well hunkered in to the home for this process that you've been going through. Then Verdandi. We've got the Seer reversed. So the circumstances that you're in right now because of the Ren, at this time, you're not having the successful forethought that you are accustomed, because you're kind of in a new situation, which comes along with the rebirth, because you've changed, so has your environment to a certain degree. And Gabo. So I think that we're looking at it. It's affecting your gift, right? It's just like you need the intuitive insight that you're accustomed to. And now it's in a diminished state. And so your abilities don't have quite the same effect that you usually do. And then we have the 6 of arrows reversed, transition. So you're not going to, it's like it's just like you've kind of fixed all these different things, but because you haven't unlocked this one aspect with your mind, it's not allowing you to transcend and step into the next life that you want to have. Now that you've given yourself this rebirth, you're now trying to adjust into the new you and be out there, and you don't know how to get from where you are now as the new you to out there, and that's kind of what's missing. And Pertho reversed. And that's very obvious too, right? You're going to miss the opportunities. You're going to you're going to, you can't win the lottery you don't play. You're guaranteed to lose the lottery you don't play. So you need to make the risky investment into the lesson you need to learn that you already know what it is. Through that, you are going to find your sight, your intuitive sight again, your inner Cirrus, and be able to make the transition and achieve the bounty. So that's your reading. I'll give you a minute to give me some feedback. I already see a little bit of feedback, but I want to hear what you have to say before I pull your Whisper in the Woods, and then we're going to hit Susie. And then we got Howard Ramberg is here. I can go a little more than an hour. So if Howard wants one, I can give Howard a read. It's good to see people actually popping up. It's good to see some activity in the chat room this week. Isn't it grand? Whoa.
I mean, goddamn, we missed you guys. Jesus.
Yeah, okay. I need to tell him to leave me alone. Ooh, that's always something. That's always something. You may need to tell him to leave you alone. That may have something to do with it, but I don't see that reflected in the cards either. I think that he will leave you alone once you hit the transition. I think the transition will be the transcendence from he who must leave you alone. Right?
Oh.
You already know what you have to learn. Probably it's something related to why you can't fully cut ties with him. Like, even if you probably already have like technically fully cut ties, but if he won't stop leaving you alone, there's a karmic thread you're just looking for, right? This will help you. This process, you'll find the karmic thread so you can cut it, right? It's something in your unconscious which gives him the idea that he's not going to have any consequences for giving you distress over whatever's going on, whatever this is. Let me see here. I'm going to pull one for you. Okay, 6 of bows reversed, right? If you don't make the transition, you're going to be living in a certain state of lack, right? And we have Raido. And if you're in that state of lack, you won't be able to go where you want to go, do what you want to do. Your whisper is the wish. Make a wish with a dandelion in the wind. Or, you can do whatever you want. You could throw a crystal into a well. You could make a wish that way. If you know where there's a well, in fact, I would say go make a wish on a well. Do a wishing well. Just because of the well that popped up in the last read. I think it's a message for this session.
Oh. Hey, that's a good one, actually.
Mm-hmm. All right. So next is Susie, and then Howard. Then I think after Howard, we'll probably call it.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. I'm still getting used to the process. I accept the fate if the runes are popping up the same, because it is what it is, but also I still have to get my shit down on how I'm randomizing in the bag.
Yeah.
There we go.
Because he's got some new stuff.
Yes.
New goodies.
$30. Clarity. Constancy bears fruit, creating success. Raising female cattle is good fortune. Nurture your capacity to see and nourish new insights. Flashes of meaning bring clarity and lasting awareness, enabling you to see signs and messages all around you. Female cattle represent the reserves of strength that sustain mindfulness, along with a quiet willingness for that power to be used and guided. What do you see? What does it mean? How can you nourish and sustain a high level of awareness? You've got 44, which is this is a whatchamacallit elemental, a plant. This is plant elemental. Koala. Calm, perspective, imagination, and ease. They're up in the tree, I suppose. That also can lend to the clarity. Because they're gonna be up in the tree. I guess they're gonna be pretty just chill. Because they're getting high on their eucalyptus leaves and just looking around.
While at the same time being smooth-brained animals. Like they literally have a smooth brain.
Interesting. I wonder what that means. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I don't know. Does eucalyptus give you a smooth brain? Is it a brain smoothener? Because theoretically, cannabis is a brain wrinkler because it's growing neural connections, the endocannabinoid system.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yes.
Oh. Science, yes.
3 of arrows. Jealousy, reversed. Well then, we have clarity, but the koala. So things are chill, but there's jealousy, reversed. Okay, so okay, you are confused about something. You've been kind of like weighing a situation, and now a third element has come in to that has it's thrown you off. You can't quite figure out how it fits into the paradigm that you had prior been trying to choose over. I know that sounds kind of wonky and abstract, but this will come into clarity as we go along, right? The clarity with the koala, it's like, it's like if you've done a good job with meditation, you have clarity. There's a certain calmness. The calmness in the storm gives you the chance to navigate the storm, because there's a surfing kind of element in which you regain control by letting go, right? That's kind of the dynamic, and that's why you got all these surfing gurus, because they're doing so much to surf the wave, but the wave's doing all the real work.
So research suggests that a diet rich in the compounds, like antioxidants that are in, what is it, eucalyptus, may help protect against certain cancers, heart disease, mental health conditions, and neurodegenerative conditions.
Okay. So there must be something else. If it's protecting neurons, then there's got to be something else smooth braining it, because the idea is that the brain is supposed to be more wrinkled. Like a baby's brain is not as wrinkled as an adult's brain. There's the developmental process, and the head is growing too. All right. So for our reversed jealousy, we have Sol is here as well, right? So this is a pretty personal issue for you. Three of Stones, reversed, creativity, right? So this confusion, despite the clarity coming about, is coming from your struggle with having kind of like a creative stump. Where normally you're pretty good at like coming up with new kinds of a certain type of craft, and now you're kind of coming up empty on it for some reason. We got Degas. So you still love it though, right? You still love the creativity, but you've just been backpedaled on it. Page of Bows reversed, the Stout. So you have to, it's the way you do the creative, right? You kind of have to relearn how to do the thing, right? It's a crafting kind of exercise to teach yourself, right? I have to practice sweep picking if I want to be able to write a solo that has a sweep in it that is fluid and fast and poignant. Othal. So you need to find perhaps it's a creative studio space. You have to go to that space to make that work. And we have the Green Man in our decisions, reversed. Green Man reversed. So you are striving to try and attain this kind of a, basically a lordship in the field of this creative art, right? But you're lacking the zeal to do it right now because your soul is still figuring it out. And Fehu. You will have the resources available. I mean, there's no backwards runes here. So this is all in the psyche, right? These are all psyche issues. So you're going to follow this energy flow of this is about what your soul wants. It comes from what has made you excited, what has made you happy. It's to be done in the appropriate place to be done. And you're going to be putting a lot into it. Right? So that's your energy flow for this situation. Otherwise, you just have to go and get into the learning situation. All right. So, yes, can't fix this problem. They must fix it. Oh, cool. Yes, by certain have to fix ceiling. I feel you. I got certain problems like that too. I've got an electrical outlet or electrical switch issue that is kind of, it's really simple, but I think I might have just bought the wrong switch and the wiring doesn't work for it. I'm not sure. It's more complicated. It's an old electrical box and it's a new switch. And I maybe just needed to get a simpler switch. That might be what I have to do. Or I just wired it wrong. And either way, it's a hassle because I have to cut the main to the whole house to do it safely. And I can do that, but there's the problem is that I need a setup for the light. So that way the light is shining. And so I have to do things and I want to do other things. Because I've got other things I want to do. Right. And then the bigger problem of this hole in the floor in my shower. And now also the shower is leaking and it's all sorts of irritating. But anyway.
Dude, it's fucking falling apart over there.
I know. It's an old place. And for some reason, my dad wants to ignore it, even though I am trying to do something about it or to meet him halfway about it. Half the time it's partially a matter of permission of like, hey dad, can I fix this thing? Or is this going to be bad consequences for something else in the house I'm not aware of, or it's the matter of maybe I can afford the plumber. And then it's just like, hey dad, can we go maybe 50-50 on the plumber or something, right? Like it's these kinds of conversations I'm struggling to have with him. He's right now going to do something with the plumbing at least.
Well, it's something.
Yeah. All right. Right. And I don't see you yourself, Susie, being the roofer. I mean, maybe. I mean, you've got this clarity situation, right? So just take your high position and meditate and use it to bring in the environment around you and to perceive and to bring it all together. You're going to find that right angle. This lack of creativity, right? You're talking about the roofing. You're going to find an imaginative way to getting the right roofer and the right materials. It might be as simple as you haven't talked to enough people where it's just like, oh, you've been doing it this way, dude. It's 10 times cheaper if you go over here and you do it, right? It's always something like that. It's just like, oh, you went to that lumber yard, dude. They charge you an arm and a leg. You go to this lumber yard. It can be little things like that here and there. It's kind of a streetwise situation. So try going with that. Let me give you your Whisper in the Woods, and then I want to get to Howard's read. kindness. So take respite by a pond and be kind to yourself and others. Okay, so I would figure out who you need to get the job done, and when you're doing business with them, find a manner find a manner in which there's a payoff for your incredible kindness towards them in the decorum of how you are doing business, right? You know, I mean, people really like it when they look at you and they say like, "Oh, what do you think? You think they're gonna tip us, or you think it's just gonna be the paycheck or something like that? You think she's gonna fucking get us a beer? Nah, she just wants to fucking pay us and we go." And then you show up with a beer for them. It's just like, oh, she didn't have to give us a beer, right? And and it helps assure that they may be more inclined to go above and beyond because they're feeling appreciated as workers as such. That's just natural, right? That's what I would go for. All right, Howard. Let me clean up shop over here. Actually, Stein, if you could juggle something for 3 seconds, I want to refill my water.
Yeah, of course. That's fine. I'll talk to the lovely, lovely people over here. It's good to have you all in chat again. And I don't know why or what's been happening, but we've been doing like solo shows for the last few weeks. I know Violence said that Violence, was it you? You were just scrolling through and then you saw it. Which is odd because I swear YouTube stopped sending out notifications for some reason. So if you could all just like double check that you have the notification bell on. I know, most of you do. I mean, I don't mind a one-on-one with yeah, I mean, Howard, I get that. Life is quite busy. I get that, man. Dude, I've been working my ass off. I know. Bush Whisperer, I do see you there regularly. Oh, so everyone's just been busy. Okay, well, I can't fault you for that. I know what that's like. I know. All good. Well, we were just wondering, like, is it YouTube? Is it us? Can be us. Must be YouTube. We're awesome.
We're good. What happened?
No, just thanking everybody and asking them like, hey, where the fuck were you over the last few weeks? But I mean, people just been busy. Can't fault them for that.
All right. Let us have at it. So, Howard.
Oh, harvest season. Yeah, of course. We just had the harvest moon, of course.
62. Small exceeding. Creating success, constancy bears fruit, allows small works, does not allow great works. A bird in flight leaves its call. Going higher is not fitting, coming down is fitting. Great good fortune. Taking small steps, you are going beyond boundaries and structures, still paying close attention to them. Responding and adjusting. This is a creative way to engage with the world, the call of the bird in flight reminds you not to go against your nature and overreach yourself. Scaling down your aspirations brings you blessings. What small things can you do to meet the needs of the situation? How can you take even more care? And we have 33, the gecko. It's a fire elemental. Synchronicity, optimism, truth, and mobility. So, yeah. The small exceedings and the gecko, those two, they go together very well because the gecko is this little guy who can move really fast. So you got in your focus position the Wanderer reversed. So you're a bit lost on this situation. Oh, you're right. You're right. The gecko is 33. Illuminati confirmed. Although I think the Illuminati is much more into salamanders.
Says the guy who has a giant eye on the tapestry behind him.
Yeah. That's Odin's eye, and you know it. All right. Nauthies, right? Okay, so it's one of those situations where you had to that you are doing the wrong thing, and you're kind of being forced into certain situations. It's you have to do this now because of how foolish you have been, right? And you're in a situation of the consequences of not paying attention. So you've got the Great Bear, 20, right? So this is the Judgment card. So like the Great Bear, it's kind of like, this is like like you probably could have done like a dragon here. It would have been a similar kind of effect, right? You're in this contention with the bear, but it's upright. With the Great Bear. So you've gone through a through kind of like a final trial. Like you got the Guardian, who is one thing, but then the Great Bear is much more of a because the Guardian is dead. The Great Bear is alive, right? So so the Guardian is kind of like you dealing with your shadow, and the Great Bear is like you dealing with your ego. And here, we have Ansu's reversed. So you've gone through the passage of the Great Bear, and you've gone through without knowing the proper instructions. And so that's why the bear is right side up, but you're the fool upside down in your focus situation, right? It's like you have no idea why the Great Bear let you through. And you could be acting upon negative consequences for not having a real sense of the knowledge, but you had to do it because the Nauthies situation, right? You know, because you were ignorant to any other way through than to pass through whatever this great bear represents in your life. You know, this tremendous obstacle. You know, it's not like the Guardian. It's not a Riddler in that respect. It either senses to allow your passage or senses to fight you on it. And we have the mirror reversed. So because the Ansu's reversed, this makes sense. You're in a time of false reflection. Because of this state of foolishness that you refuse to see. However, you are also in a state of uwaj. So you need to realize now that you are this hanged man, effectively, right? You have to realize that your life is through the looking glass. That you have to realize this now, and that the way you were is no longer. There's a new way that you are now, or are going to be, and you need to stop fooling yourself otherwise. Two of bows, decisions. So you're going to have another binary choice coming up out of the circumstances thus far. If you do not heed the wisdom in this message, cannot speak for what these consequences, depending on your decision, will be. But you're going to have to do one thing or the other. And we have Othal one more time.
Nice.
So this is going to, be decisions about what you're doing with where you stand, effectively.
Damn.
Okay, I don't know what to do with that one presently. False reflection. All right, realizing meaning and acting into existence. Okay, cool. So, Howard, before I go further, anything else you want to say about this? Hold on a second. I didn't read this larger statement. He said, okay, hold on. Let me. I didn't read all this. Critic relies on the low. Oh, you're on the Lokian energy. Well, fool reversed. Get off the Lokian energy. Odin, you want Wotanic consciousness, not Lokian consciousness. Whoever puts these ideas in your head to worship, honor, and venerate the anti-gods is a fool, and you need to stop listening to them. All right? It's I've gone over this several times. I'm sure there's another pagan out there who wants to argue with me because, I sound like I'm becoming some sort of dogmatic Asatruist. And at the end of the day, you don't know the mythos the way I know the mythos. So it destroyed my way of being grounded in a way, and now I am balancing it more. Right. Let's see. I fear I might have created a Lokian thought form that holds on to these foolish and humorous things in life too. Much it takes. Well, look, like everything, it's like Loki exploits those who do not know themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to tap into the Issa energy, which did not show up in this reading.
It's there.
But But yeah, you need to stop. You need to stop and step outside of yourself by, making the evaluation, separating the you from the you in your mind, and looking back and playing over what you've done in your head and saying to yourself, did I really want to do that? Like, sometimes you have to go with something that is in such a deep level of your sub thoughts that it's hard for you to even articulate the thought in your mind, but you already know what you're trying to think. That's the level of intuitive where you just start making decisions, right? Because that point you're crossing your unconscious and your subconscious, and you can really take some power back when you're able to pull some of the unconscious into the subconscious, because in the subconscious you can start fleshing it out and eventually bring it to consciousness for you, and then that'll manifest with your ability to articulate your thoughts and feelings.
Odinic consciousness is the path. Odinic Watonic, yes.
Yeah.
It's stoicism, the opposite of Lokian energy to a large margin. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, like genuine stoicism, not like the red pill bro stoicism.
Yeah. Yeah. People look at Loki just because they're interested in rebelling, right? And they want to be, they want something more interesting than Satan, right? So it's Loki.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if it's chaos that you want, then there are so many others. Like I've done videos on Thersatru, Rockatru, the more darker left hand path, pagan paths, really. And I mean, Loki, I get it. He is an interesting character, and if it's chaos that you're looking for, well, Loki is sure to provide it. But I mean, you'd have to go down to the Ironwoods to really understand them, and that's not a place that is easy to get to or easy to get out of.
Right. Yeah. And you're not the first guy that that I've come across, and not the first guy, like, Stein. I there's been other people that I've done readings, and they talk about the Loki thing here. Right.
Yeah.
So Howard, you're not even the first guy to come to me, to check something out, and then there's the correlation to your relationship with Loki. Right. So this is just, you'll know a tree by the fruit that it bears. We're heathens, we worship trees. That the pagans, the Christians and the Jews stole that from the pagans. Well, the Jews didn't really steal. Well, they didn't steal it, but they just used it in their own right as a cult. But anyway, long story short, and probably saying they stole it is just hyperbolic because I want to be a cool edgelord. Right? So, it's just like I heathens also don't need to be that insecure either. I didn't get into this to be butthurt about the wrong things that happened to my ancestors. I am butthurt about the wrong things that happened to my ancestors. It's just not why it doesn't have to be my identity.
Oh God, you're one of those.
Yeah.
Those damn Christians.
I know, right? It's gonna turn into heathen reparations.
I mean, they got plenty of money. They got plenty of treasure. So,
right,
wouldn't mind some of it.
So yeah, so just you got trouble with Loki. who deals with Loki in the mythos? That's who you lean on. It's just like, Thor, I fucked up. I shouldn't have trusted Loki. Could you beat him up? Like, ask Thor to go beat up Loki. Something, right? My point is, Loki's not working for you. So the first thing you got to do is you got to get Loki out. So yeah, go to Thor, go to Tyr, go to Odin, get him out.
Thor is definitely a good one for
there,
that.
Figure out, what gods you need for what you originally were tapping into Loki for, which typically it's just because Odin's the trickster in the situation.
Thor is easier, but if it's, a very permanent solution that you're looking for, Wotan.
All right. Hey, there you go, Howard. There you go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I see Loki's creatures like, yeah, you fuck, you lost another one to me. Nice try, Soul Stealer.
Odin will show me. Yes, he will. I mean, you'll have to prove yourself worthy, but I mean, yeah. And careful with crossing the abyss. Like, you might want to try just staring into the abyss first. Just careful, because it might stare back at you, and that's gonna get creepy. Trust me, I've been there.
Yeah.
Been at the edge.
All right. So I'm pretty satisfied. So I think we should call it a night. I want to go live on my channel later and read another section of Saul Alinsky, but I'm going to give myself some downtime.
All right. Sounds good. It was good for me. Was it good for you? Anyway, thanks, man. Thanks for another week. We really ought to start planning what we're gonna do for our year anniversary, because the 7th of December will actually be a year of doing these live readings. Fucking crazy how time flies. And yeah, dude, like everyone, Howard, Susie, Violent, Milton, who else do we have?
Oh, I almost forgot Howard. I'm sorry. Flow. Go with the flow as water trickles down a stream. Do not hurry. All right. So yeah. So now you're gonna be working with Thor. Thor's, brute force, blunt, direct, pretty quick on the trip or whatever. But Thor isn't just a war god. You can be chill with Thor. It's kind of like, when the bear is not angry and the bear ends up being your friend. It's like that. It's like, then the bear is just a big fucking puppy that probably needs to have its nails clipped to feel safer. But anyway,
and fed regularly.
Unless you're Alex Terrible. Unless you're Alex Terrible. I don't care how. I'm sorry. I like slaughter to prevail. It just I have to give it to Alex Terrible for just.
Alex is a wild
for being the fuck that he is. that's all I.
It's just fucking wrestling a bear, and like he's growling, and you're wondering, like, is that bear growling? No, it's Alex growling. Yeah,
and I mean, like, we're this isn't like that basketball movie with Will Ferrell. It's a baby bear. No, that's an adult.
No, it's a full fucking. I swear, those Russians, man.
And he's in the woods. I'm not entirely sure who's medically qualified to save his life right now.
Oh, I've seen that clip, like fucking wrestling a bear, like actually wrestling a bear.
Yes, a man who scarred his own face on purpose to look cool, because that's like apparently a Slavic thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, he's
listen, we all worship crippled gods over here in the north. So it's all right.
Enough said. Enough said. Yeah. So yeah, with all of that being said, yeah, thank you all so much for joining. It's been good to see you all again, to have the gang, in chat again, the usual suspects, I may say. Um, and for everyone watching later on, for everyone listening on later on, thank you so much for doing so. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and also subscribe to Zaralath if you like what I do. If you like what we do here, you like what he does on his own channel. If you like these readings and you feel like getting a more one-on-one reading, more personal reading, contact Zaralath at yahoo.com. If you want to support the Greyhorn Pagans, if you want to support my channel, go to patreon.com/Greyhorn Pagans. You can get early access to all the podcasts, bonus material. We got the Esoteric Book Club there, of course, and much, much more. Just go to our website, www.greyhornpagans.com. Everything can be found on there. And if it's not on there, then I don't know, it doesn't exist. So anyway, thank you all. Have a good evening, good morning, good night, whatever it may be to you. And we will see you all next time and next week for some more rune readings and high-minded discussion.